this is Enterprise Headline News. Hi, I'm Olamide Oyani. An economies that Bloomberg Africa Mark Bullard on Tuesday ranked Nigerian behind South Africa in use of latest technologies. Speaking at the fourth edition of Nigeria Stock Exchange, Bloomberg CEO Roundtable tagged Reshaping the Nigerian economy for sustainable growth, leveraging the fourth industrial revolution as a catalyst for advancement. Bullard said Kenya leads in mobile money transfer, while Nigeria is generally top 3 behind South Africa.
Well, of course, finance is a very wide area, so I think definitely Nigeria is generally top 3 behind, South Africa in some instances, and in, Kenya has been a leader when it comes to mobile money transfers, and still, I think, regarded, being the leader in Africa, in some ways, the world, and, other countries are catching up.
The event brought together business leaders across multiple sectors as well as government officials to examine the present state of the Nigerian economy in light of the unfolding fourth industrial revolution and chart a way forward. In his opening remark, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Onyema, said this year's edition is more forward-looking as it is designed not only to discuss framework for economic turnaround, but explore how to position the Nigerian economy for sustained growth.
This year's edition of the CEO Roundtable is more forward-looking as it is designed not only to discuss frameworks for economic turnaround, but explore how to position the Nigerian economy for sustainable growth.
The International Monetary Fund said growth prospects in Africa had been held down by poor economic development in Nigeria, South Africa, and Angola. Bretton Woods Institution, which said this at the annual general meeting of the International Monetary Fund and World Bank, Bali, Indonesia, also revised downward growth prospects for Nigeria in 2018 from 2.1% to 1.9%. International Monetary Fund had in its World Economic Outlook report in July projected that Nigeria's economy will grow by 2.1% in 2018 and 2.3% in 2019. According to him, the continent could do much better once this economy are on a more solid footing, particularly South Africa and Nigeria, because they're really large and affect a number of countries in their neighborhood. Aviation unions on Wednesday shut down the Muritala Mohammed International Airport in protest. Unions are protesting over the alleged sack of some of their workers. Enterprise Television gathered that the sacked workers signed a petition against the management for not being paid for 6 months. The workers were sacked in August this year. The protesting union had the National Union of Air Transport Employees, Air Transport Service Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, and the National Association of Aircraft Pilots and Engineers. The protest has left passengers stranded as those about to catch early flights, and also early officials with business in the terminal were denied access into the premises. The protest also caused by heavy vehicle traffic around the airport environment. According to the management of the airport, the unions have defied court orders restraining them from shutting down the airport. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry is among the organizations requesting to be considered as possible concessionaries for the Lagos International Trade Fair Complex. Chairman Trade Promotion Board Mr. Gabriel Idahosa disclosed this at a press briefing on the preparation for the 28th Lagos International Trade Fair scheduled to hold from November 2nd to 11th. Idahosa said the organization has applied for the concession. Speaking on this year's edition of the trade fair, Idahosa said it contained a lot of big changes, including retaining the theme of the 2017 edition, connecting business and creating values, online booking and payment for stores. He noted that spaces were almost fully booked and booking will end on Monday, October 15th. Moving down to sport, organizers of the Australian Open have announced a raft of changes to next year's Grand Slam, including increased prize money and lower ticket prices. Prize money at Melbourne will be increased by 10%, taking the total pool to a $60.5 million, split equally between the men's and women's tournament. The entry-level price of tickets to Margaret Court Arena and Rod Laver Arena have been reduced by a $15 to a $62, while the cost of tickets to the men's and women's final have been slashed by a third to make the event more available for families. matches on all courts will have electronic line judging for the first time, and following the US Open, a 20-second serve clock to avoid time wasting. There will also be a bigger qualifying draw for women, up from 96 to 128 players, to bring it in line with the men. And that's it on the Enterprise Headline News for today. For more information, you can visit us on our website www.enterprisetv.tv, and all our social media platforms are readily for your all-round information. Many thanks for watching. My name is Olamide Oyani.